And I now give the floor to the representative of Sri Lanka.
Thank you, may I also thank the panelists for the very rich discourse that we have been treated to this morning. Moderator, during the last 20 years in particular, world attention has been focused upon the conduct of governments, particularly in their relationships with citizens, both individually and collectively. Governments of whatever kind we know and throughout history has required the support of a bureaucracy in order that may function and survive. Governments and bureaucracies need each other. Yet, citizens have over the years expressed concern over the manner in which bureaucracies function. With citizen empowerment comes the need for new constitutional mechanisms or alterations to existing arrangements in order to sensibly manage and respond to the change in relationships which occurs as citizens lose a sense of subservience to any system which endeavors to rule over them. Chair, people now expect that when they come into contact with the government or its agencies, they will be listened to and treated fairly. Power, after all, is of all-encroaching nature. As Justice Felix Frankfurter of the United States observed in 1957, he said it must be on guard against encroaching beyond its proper bounds, and not less so, since the only one constraint upon it is self-constraint. He said it in the context of judicial power. Now, that profound observation recognizes that the exercise of power at whatever level is not immune from human weaknesses. Into that environment rides the rescuer, as I describe it, the Ombudsman. Article 45 of the 19th Amendment, read with Article 156 of the Constitution of Sri Lanka, created the office of Ombudsman. The role of the Ombudsman, as we know, and the mediator institutions is the promotion and the protection of human rights, good governance, and the rule of law is many. Ombudsmen, as we know, and the mediator institutions play a vital role in promoting and protecting human rights. They investigate complaints related to human rights, violations such as discrimination, police conduct, infringement of civil liberties. There is also the aspect of accountability and transparency. Now, these institutions of the Ombudsman promote accountability and transparency in governance. They monitor actions of government agencies and officials. Then we have access to justice. The Ombudsman and mediator institutions ensure that individuals have access to justice. Conflict resolution, policy and legal reform, public awareness and education. So in summary, if I was to put it in a nutshell, Ombudsman and mediator institutions are essential pillars in the promotion and protection of human rights, good governance, and the rule of law. Now, through their various roles, they contribute to ensuring justice, accountability, and overall well-being of society. Now, it has fallen to the lot of the Ombudsman around the world, I say, that they are seen as one of the mechanisms by which a system of government is reasonably subject to checks and balances in the interests of the system, being seen as a servant of the citizen and not the citizen being a servant of the system. Mr. Chair, if that role of the state is important to the governor, the perception of the governed that that is so can only be enhanced, I say, if the governor embraces the Ombudsman as part of the system of government. Now, that needs to be appreciated. So the institution of Ombudsman has earned its place beside the courts as a check and balance against the abuse of administrative powers and of discretion. The services of an Ombudsman should be available without fear or favor, without hindrance, and without cost to each citizen. The institution has become and should remain one to which every citizen, regardless of position or wealth, should be able to gain access. Mr. Chairman, may I conclude by drawing encouragement from Chief Justice Mulvane of the Supreme Court of Alberta, when he put that sentiment well, when he said that the Ombudsman, quote, can bring the lamp of scrutiny to otherwise dark places, even over the resistance of those who would draw the blinds. If his scrutiny and observations are well-founded, corrective measures can be taken in due democratic process. If not, no harm can be done in looking at that which is good. Thank you.
Many thanks indeed, Representative of Sri Lanka.